Welcome to Vegas Live with Nina. I'm Nina, your host, and I have Keith Yackey with me. He's absolutely amazing. I'm not. You actually know that I don't interview any of my guests, so I'm a little bit sort of. He does in the convention stuff. He does a lot of stuff in Vegas apparently, and he's doing very, very well. At the same time, we're down here at the Pepper Mill, sitting in the Elvis Presley booth, which is amazing, and it's a little quieter today in here, which is really quite lovely. It's absolutely wonderful. Keith, how are you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
Yeah, you've got that look on your face,
yeah,
and then
right.
you're also saying you matter.
Yeah.
And we have a great saying out there, when we're worried about things and doing things, what does it matter? What difference does it make? What does it matter? And truly, I think we worry about too many things that are never going to happen.
Right.
And we get ourselves all in this terrible, terrible place, uproars of, oh, worry, and everything, and it never materializes.
Right.
Why do we do that?
Because I think we're hardwired. I think we're hardwired that way, actually.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
It's just built into us.
Well, I think we're trying to always survive, right? So we're trying to find out what's wrong, what's bad, and how can I avoid that. And that, I think, causes a lot of people to not actually enjoy all of the good things because we're so focused on the bad.
Yeah, why are we, this is funny, because why are we always, where everything is always bad? We never focus on the good things we do. The news is never good. TV is never good.
Right.
It's always about what this one's done, what that one's done, who did this, and who wrote this, and who sent all these emails out, which, Trump Jr. is getting all these emails out there, and now they want to try to mix that up and make it bad.
Yeah.
And we do that in regular life.
Well, I think people mistake what real regular life is versus news regular life, right?
Yes.
So my life looks nothing like the news at all.
Thank goodness
Yeah,
for
right.
that.
And I don't watch it because I don't care what they're saying out there because they're focusing on the 2 or 3% of bad.
Yes.
When I'm focusing on all the great and amazing things.
See, that's why you are, and that's why you look like what you look.
Thank you.
You're actually in, if I understand, the convention business.
Yeah, well,
What is that?
seminar world, right? Yeah.
What exactly do you do?
Okay, so specifically, I have a seminar here in Las Vegas that we throw. It's called the Amplify Live Experience. And what that does is twofold. It teaches people how to discover what their life's mission, message, passion, and purpose is.
Okay.
Okay, so how do you build a business around something that you're passionate about, that you love, and you actually have skills for?
And you utilize that all.
And then, and that in your life. And then, because I've been an entrepreneur for quite some time, offline and online, entrepreneurs gravitate towards our brand because they know we're going to just deal straight with them and say, here's exactly how to make money, and here's exactly how to outdo your competition.
I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
How to make money. I love that.
Yeah.
I need to have
because here's the thing: is money. Like, we can pull out money and be like, it means nothing except it means freedom to us, right?
Well, that's what money does. Money gives you freedom.
It gives you options, gives you freedom, and I believe the two things that people really want in their life more than anything is freedom and purpose.
Yes, I think. So, I like the purpose part. I'd like to put the purpose first, but we can't, because freedom it will give you the purpose.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, and I found this because I coach a lot of entrepreneurs and people trying to follow their passion, and I'm actually kind of contrarian in it, and I say, following your passion is the quickest way to the poorhouse.
Sometimes.
And they go, what do you mean by that? I go, well, you can be passionate about something, but if you don't have any skill, nobody's going to pay you any money for it. Nobody's going to pay you to be passionate.
No.
But if you're passionate behind your skill, then you're rare and valuable, then people will start paying you a lot of money.
Maybe you and I should get together, and I could start to, because I do a lot of talks, I do a lot of interviewing, yes. Yeah. But I do a lot of talking, and I help a lot of people. I have a program called Nino Speaks, Media Image, and I talk a lot of people about their personal life and how they walk into a room, how they dress, how they are. That's going to put them right there. Yeah. I just had an incident just now. I won't mention names, but I went to meet them at the Bellagio. Okay. And the girl was dressed like she was little shorts on, and we're going into an art gallery. We're going into a place where we're trying to present a picture. I said, you're going to walk in like that? I said, you're not going to walk in there with me.
Sure.
And I didn't want her to come in with me.
Got it.
And I wasn't putting her down, but I just know that if you don't present yourself in the right way, how are you going to get there?
I totally agree.
Because the first thing you see is the thing in front of you, which is the 2 seconds.
Yeah. And we're all making a judgment on that. And here's the other thing, is one of the things we teach at Amplify Live Experience is how to become the go-to person in your niche or your industry.
Okay.
And so I have four rules I always live by when I do this. And can I share those?
Yes, I want to know your 4 rules.
So my 4 rules for becoming the go-to is because I came crashing in this industry a few years ago with no name, no book, no celebrity status, no list. Nothing.
And look where he is now.
And yet we put on an event that the Huffington Post, Inc.com, Entrepreneur Magazine said, this is the event you have to go to if you're a business owner. Okay? high praise, super blessed and honored by that, but here's how we did it.
I was going to say, but you had to implement that in there to get that.
There's got to be implementation. Yes. So first of all, number one, I believe that most people, you have to have authority. What that means is you embody the proof of what you teach.
Yes.
So we have a hashtag, we call it hashtag #NoFatTrainers.
Okay.
Right? Nobody looks at somebody who's a fat trainer and says, oh, I want to become like you. They're like, no, I want to be skinny, so they want to hire a trainer that can get them there.
Yes,
right?
of course.
And it's that immediate, like, oh.
Well, how are they going to do it if they look like they look? How am I going to get to where I need to get to?
Exactly. So for me, like, even how I dress every single day, this is how I show up, business meeting. A lot of times I don't even like
this is your calling card.
It is, because here's the thing. I believe the rock star actually embodies freedom and purpose better than anybody. And I think we all have an inner rock star inside of us.
Of course we do.
Right?
We all have that, yes.
And go to any club at any point in time and you hear a girl when her stripper song comes on.
Yes.
It's on. You know, pour some sugar on me. It's my wife's stripper song. She gets crazy when that comes on. And her inner rock star comes out.
Yes.
Right?
She gets vibrated by it.
It's just like, okay.
Like, all right, I love it. Well, we all do that.
We all do it. So I say have the authority, embody what it is that you teach. That's first and foremost.
Yes.
Number two.
I love that. Embody what you teach.
Yeah, just
because if you don't own it,
yeah,
how can you give it to somebody else?
Exactly, and
how
they can
tell.
You
help them. Yes, they do.
We can smell it from a mile away.
Yes, we can.
Second is authenticity.
Okay.
And that is share your perspective in your own voice.
Okay.
So there's a lot of copycats out there.
Yes.
I don't know, a lot of your viewers probably are familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk.
Never be a copycat, be an original.
That's right. And let me give you an example. So let me give you two examples, actually. So I come home from let's say, a day at the office, and I go to my wife, I love you. Let's go shoe shopping. Red bottom shoes. And she's like, let's do it.
Oh, you've got it. Red bottom shoes. I'm ahead of those. Everybody wants red bottom shoes.
Red bottom shoes, right? I'm getting lucky that night, for sure. Now,
you're buying
same scenario.
Buying his way through.
Well, she's worth it.
Of course.
So then, same scenario, I come home, I go, let's go shoe shopping, and after we go shoe shopping, we'll swing by Home Depot and we'll paint the bottoms red. I'm on the couch for a month. Why? Because it's a knockoff. And if you're a knockoff in your business, you're going to get paid knockoff wages.
Yes.
An original gets paid what they're worth. A knockoff is like, oh, it's a me too. So here's what happened. Last year at our event, we had Gary Vaynerchuk, which a lot of people on social media know who he is.
Yes.
And he came. He's a dear friend of ours. He came and presented. It was awesome. And so my whole thing is, everybody's now trying to copy Gary Vee, and it's like, you're not him.
No, you're never copy.
Be you.
Be you.
And so share your perspective, hold your stance, and be you. And that's, again, why a lot of people are like, oh, if you go on TV, we do TV interviews, we do all this stuff, they're like, you should cover up your tattoos. I go, no, I'm not going to.
You're a brand.
Yeah.
So you're presenting your brand. It's like, I'm always dressed. I'm always, not dressed, but I'm always like, classical.
Yeah.
That's my brand.
I've
been like it for years. And everybody says, why did you get casual? I said, well, all right, I'll dress casual.
Yeah.
Even when I dress casual, I'm still dressed.
Exactly.
Because that's my brand.
Yeah.
This is your brand.
It's who I am.
And this is...
And there's this group of people that gravitates and says, we like this. How does he make so much money with t-shirts and tattoos? And like, what is that? That's who he is, and that's who he resonates with, and he can serve that. There's an audience I serve, and there's an audience I don't serve.
And you're proud of who you are, and you're proud of your brand, because you know what they're saying? What he's saying, Keith is saying, he owns it.
Yeah.
And when you own it, you're home free.
That's right.
Once you own who you are, what you are, then you can present.
And people are afraid of that because they're looking for others to give them permission. We say, give yourself permission.
Oh, no, yes.
Okay, so third point, because I don't want to make sure that we ramble. We don't want to ramble.
We don't want to ramble because then we're losing. Okay. We're going to lose you.
Third point is this, and it's audacity. These are A's, by the way. I love alliteration.
Yes.
So you have authority, you have authenticity. Audacity means you have the audacity to share your messes and your mistakes.
Yes.
Okay, polish is out. Connection is in. People want to know, oh, you've really messed up. I can relate to you, but you pulled yourself out. I wasn't born rich.
You're admitting.
Yeah.
That you weren't always like this.
No, I wasn't. I was just 10 years ago. I was broke. I saw my mom dying on her bed of cancer. She lived a life of regrets. It snapped me. I said, I don't want to live a life of regrets. I was afraid to go start a business. I said, I'm going to start it anyway because I don't want to be 56 looking back on my life with regrets. No, but I've made a lot of mistakes.
We all have them. We all make them because you only learn by your mistakes.
I know, but most people are like, oh, I'm all polished and I'm buttoned up and I've
never had a mistake, and you're right.
And I'm like, no, I effed up last week really bad, and it cost me a lot of money, but guess what? I learned a lot from it.
Yes.
And I'm going to share it because here's our hashtag. Relatability is the birthplace of hope. If they can relate to you, they'll follow you right into the flame.
They will, because you become part of them. You've also admitted that all the mistakes you've made become part of them,
Yep.
so now they don't feel inferior about their mistakes and what they've done, because we all make them. Everybody. Yep. I mean, I'm sure I've made a few mistakes today. I know I have.
Yeah.
I know what mistakes I've made, but what am I going to do? I'm going to correct them, and I'm going to put them in perspective, and I'm going to own them, I'm going to admit to them.
That's right.
Because I think once you admit to your mistakes, and once you admit to a life of that is not perfect, when none of us are perfect.
Yeah. But on Instagram, we look perfect because we have filters and stuff like that.
Yeah, we have a great photograph, and we write down great words, how wonderful and great we all are.
Yes.
Hey, let's just read between those lines sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
So now you've got an event coming up.
I do, but I want to finish my last A.
Oh, 4 A's.
Yeah, there's 4.
Four A's.
And this is what you're going to get when you come out to Amplify Live Experiences. Can I tell them the date?
Of course, you can tell everything.
August 11th, 12th, and 13th. If you here are local in Vegas and you want to either start a business or grow your business, whether it's brick and mortar or online, you need to have this 4th A, and this is what will separate you from any competition, and it's this. It's additional insight. Meaning this, we're all Siri smart.
Yes.
You tell me who's the 14th president. No idea, but Siri knows and I can ask her. But if you give me the interpretation of information and you give me the actual way that I can implement it, I'll follow you to the day I die. Here's what I mean by that. Everybody in 2008, 2009 knew the real estate market was in the tank, right?
Yes, I was one of them.
Okay, so, but if you had interpretation that, oh my God, Nordstrom goods are on Walmart prices right now, and then you had the additional insight on if you had no money, how to go get money to buy that, you, like me and my friends, made a lot of money in that time.
Yes.
So when everything else was tanked and down, this is what you have to do. As a business, as a personal brand, or the persona of what your brand is, you have to offer additional insight. Here's the interpretation of what's happening, and here's how to capitalize on that. Think about anybody you follow. They taught you how to think, and they challenged kind of the way you showed up in the world.
Yes.
And so if you have a brand or you're wanting to start a business, you need to capitalize on all 4 of these things, and that's what we're going to show you at Amplify. How exactly do you do this so that way you can I have no competition, Ninan.
And you're right. You're absolutely. No, you're absolutely.
Maybe you.
Well, you are the competition. There is no competition. You are the competition in anything you do. I don't care what you do. You own it. Be the competition because you are. Because there's only one of you. Thank God there's not 2 of me.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that would be fun.
I mean, it could be.
Could be a lot of fun. My other twin. Well, actually, I am a Gemini, so there are 2 of me.
Okay. I love it. I love it.
There are 2 of me.
So
when you're going back into the market, which is a great thing to relate to, which was when real estate went down, and then you had all these houses practically. I'll go buy a $200,000 home was now selling for maybe 75 to 100. If you had the capital to buy that, guess what? You made money.
Yep.
Although you were thinking at the time this is going to go down, it's going to go down. I'll never make any money. You will make money.
Yeah.
And to have the insight, which is what you were talking about, having the insight, knowing that will happen, or even taking the chance that it will happen. You know it's going to go up.
But here's the other thing: is I didn't have any money at that time, and I learned to go raise it. So I had the insight on how to go do it. I ended up buying over 300.
How did you go? Oh wow! What did you buy?
I flipped hundreds of properties,
yes.
And I ended up owning 300 apartment units, rental units, single family homes, and multifamily.
And how the rentals going?
Well, I actually had a partner that we didn't really see eye to eye on a lot of things, so I actually sold off my thing for a large chunk of cash, and it was great.
Which is good.
But the thing was...
So you capitalized in that market when the market
massively.
was down, you came right in.
Yeah, and that'll happen again.
But remember something, Keith did not have any money.
Nope.
So what did Keith have to do? He had to use the brain up hand thing. Now, how am I going to get investors that don't know me? And how am I going to encourage them to give me money and to trust me? How did you do that?
Being likable. And this like we always say, people do business with those who they like and who they trust. I would, if that's the case, then I would learn everything you can about being trustworthy, which that's super simple. Yes. Do what you say you're going to do.
Yes.
That's simple. But then secondly, I say, how can you be as likable as possible?
Yes.
I believe I'm one of the most likable human beings.
Isn't that
and I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
Because I'm interested in people. And so if you want people to be interested in you, A, be interesting, and B, be interested in them.
Be interesting in them.
Yeah.
You know, Reagan did that. The reason everybody liked Reagan so much, because Reagan, he would be at a party, and he would be, introduce himself, which it wasn't very hard to do.
Sure.
This was before he was president.
But he was a Hollywood actor.
But he was a Hollywood, but he wasn't really a big one. He was not a big Hollywood. He was a Hollywood actor. But what he would do, he would listen to them. He would make the conversation about them.
Yep.
He already knew who he was. He didn't have to tell them everything about me and how great I am and all this. He would actually listen to them. So it's actually listening to other people.
So true.
Is sort of, and taking an interest in them.
And just being truly curious.
Yeah, being
like, how did Ninon become Ninon? I want to know that. Obviously, that may not be this interview, but I want to know that.
Yeah, and I often think to myself, how did Ninon become Ninon? Well, only because I'm a very positive person. That I think I don't think there's any no's. The only no is when I say no.
Got it.
So I'm always the one that's saying, well, let's make this work and let's see how it goes. But I won't go into anything unless I see kind of the light at the end of the tunnel with something.
Fair enough.
And that's why we talk about real estate. I still have some real estate.
Nice.
I still managed to keep some real estate from that I bought in 2004 and 2005. So I never lost it.
Got it.
So it's a matter of knowing how far you can go. But I think it's a matter of, and the banks trusted me by giving me, they lowered my mortgage. They did a lot of stuff. Why? Because I persevered for what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't let go. But whatever paper they asked for, I gave them.
Yeah.
And it was honest.
Yeah.
So I think honesty is a big thing.
People are just, we're such a weird society right now. Everything's fake and false and filtered. And so when they hear somebody that just comes up and says, hey, here's what I believe, take it or leave it, there's going to be a huge section like, we like
Wait
it.
a second.
There's going to be a whole other section be like, oh, he's brash, he's brazen, he's cavalier.
Yeah.
Cool, then we're not supposed to go on a date.
Well, I think the problem is the internet has created a tremendous amount of people out there that are phony, that come over and say, I'm this, this, and this, and then you check it out and you do it, and it like falls into the water and it drowns itself.
Yeah.
So I think, proof in the pudding is in the eating.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to let the taste buds.
I want the pudding, and I want to find out what's going on. I want to eat it. I want to find out and get myself involved. And there's very few people you can get involved.
So true.
How can so it's on, when is this, July?
Okay, so it's August 11th, 12th, and 13th. And can I? We'll probably are we going to put a link below?
Yes.
Okay, there'll be a link below that you can click on. But for right now, you can go to.
Yeah, Nick, our producer. We can put a link on it. Yeah.
Okay.
We can put a link.
There'll probably be a link in the comments somewhere or something, or below or what have you, but it's theampedlife.com/live.
Live, okay.
theampedlife.com/live. And there's all the rave reviews, people that came last year. There's 30 testimonies of people came last year. We have a lot of videos. It's a very entertaining thing. There's a lot of what we talked about here.
Am I going to be there?
Yeah, you're going to be there.
I'm going to be there.
Absolutely. This lovely lady.
And anybody who ever wants any advice, actually on a talk show or doing anything in life, because I have to say one thing.
Okay.
I've had the most beautiful life any woman could have. Amazing. I have had everything.
Congrats.
I had the greatest husband. I've had the greatest friends. I still have a lot of great friends, and life has just. And now I've got this show. It's pretty amazing, and it's well supported, and everybody loves it, and everything's going up. Our looks, our likes, and everything. So like you. But I think it's because people have to like you.
Yeah, you gotta be. You're likable immediately. You're a little snarky. There's some banter, and people like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Funny. Yeah. My sense of humor.
And humor.
Yeah, I love my humor. I love. You gotta have. I mean, come on. What is life?
But you have the distinct advantage of having an accent. I have no accent. If I walk in here with an accent,
yes, you do have an accent.
I don't, though.
Yes, you do. To me, you have an accent.
So let me ask you this, because I'm kind of curious. Like, so. To us, like, we hear your accent and just go, oh my God, that's so sexy. Now, but to you guys, when you hear our accent, is it the same way?
We love it. Oh no, English people love Americans.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
When Americans
I feel way sexier
England,
now.
When you are. But when Americans come to England, we love them. Oh, we love Americans.
Got it. Yeah.
But yes, you have an accent to me. Sometimes I don't know where anybody comes from because they have just the American accent. But so a lot of them I do know, like y'all. I think they come from Louisiana somewhere, Texas. They say
down
you all.
Yeah.
And when I first heard that, and then we'll close the show. Okay. When I first heard that, I said, "You all what? There's only you and I here. Where's everybody else?"
So if I said the word "dude," you'd know I'm from where?
I know. Oh, from dude. I'd probably say California.
Yeah, that's where I grew up.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'd probably say because I lived in California.
Yeah.
But they do a lot of the dude. That's
Yeah.
kind of where the music industry starts and everything,
Kinda
and then
dude it
obviously
up.
ends up here. But yeah, hey dude, how are you? I even use it, hey dude, but I can't seem to say it the same way.
Yeah. So let me ask you this last question because it's super important. You got to come out to Amplify, and we're going to find out the answer to this question. Now, when you guys say mum, it's kind of cool. So when we say mom, is it just as cool?
Just as cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, mum is a mum.
Hi, mom.
Mum, hi, mum. Well, hi, mum's up there.
Yeah, my mom's up there too.
So they're probably talking to each other. Say, look at those, look at our children.
Look at those.
look at our children.
Look at those crazy kids. Can I say one more thing before we close
Of course you can.
And it's this. It's, you know, a lot of people are working 9-to-5 jobs and they want to start a business and they're wondering how. They have a business that's going, but they don't know how to take it to the next level. I'm telling you, if you come out to Amplify Live, it is free. Okay. By the way.
Oh, free! Free.
All you have to do is pay a $97 refundable deposit. So you pay the deposit. We actually give you the check back as soon as you walk in the door. And you're talking to a guy who 10 years ago did not have money. Doing very, very well now, and I want to be able to offer that to you so you can have freedom and live your purpose, and that's what it's all about.
Now, he just brought up something, so no, I'm going to go on, because you...
Okay. No, fair enough.
You actually
Ladies with the last word, right?
Well, not purposely. But, so they have to give a $97 deposit.
Yep.
If they don't turn up, you keep that, because they've taken a seat that somebody else could have had. But if you do turn up, you get the money back. I love that.
Thank you.
That's a great, great idea, because then you don't actually lose. And if they want for free, they say they're going to be there and they don't turn up.
Yep.
You could have 50% of your people do that.
But I want them there.
Well, no, but this way, if you give $97, do you not want that back?
Yeah.
And then you get it for free.
And we want to make it accessible for everybody, especially here in Vegas. I'm a Vegas entrepreneur. I believe deeply in Vegas entrepreneurship, and we want to support the community.
Absolutely, we do too. So thank you, Keith. It's absolutely been amazing.
Yeah.
We shall return Vegas Live with Ninon.